Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number RM802 606. This is a coat hook is what it is. It's a pretty good looking coat hook as well. The finish is pretty darn good. This is a 606, which means three things. It means it's made of solid brass. It means it is in a satin brass finish. It's almost hard to tell what's the front. The finish is so good. It's made of solid brass, number one. Number two, it is in a satin brass finish. And number three, it has a lacquer on it. You can see that reflective sheen. That's the lacquer that's on there. Pretty heavy lacquer on there. It would make sense. You know, a coat hook is certainly going to get a lot of contact, especially if you have like a metal loop over the hanging strap that would be on the back of a coat. It'd be nice to have a heavier lacquer than standard on this. I'm not saying that this is specifically heavy, but you can certainly tell there's a lacquer, and there's supposed to be. Okay, so dimensionally, this is a coat hook that is part of a family of items, and dimensionally, and obviously it's going to look like that. The way that this goes together, of course, is with its hanger bolt that's included. That's what's called a hanger bolt. That machine thread is going to thread into the base of the unit. Okay. Obviously now you can see what's going to happen. It's going to go like that. Okay, to give you that finished look. Then you'll of course tighten that into your wall to complete the installation. Let's take some dimensional properties of the item while we take a look at it as well. They say that it is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4 inches. They don't give a dimension on the base plate, however. So 2 3/4, and that base plate is going to be 1/8 of an inch thick. So that's going to be about 2 5/8. That makes sense. With that base plate, you're going to be at 2 3/4 overall projection from the face of the wall. Now they have 1 1/4 inches. That's going to be a reference to the face of the unit. Okay. Then your diameter of the mounting plate, that's going to be 2 inch. Okay. Okay, so satin clear coated brass. Let's take a look at the other finishes that this item is available in. And we don't sell 606 that often. 606 was certainly a popular color, more popular than today, I would have to think, in the 1970s, 1980s as well. Thankfully, it's never kind of completely fallen off. You're not going to get residential locks in a 606 finish that I can think of. And thankfully, it's still available. It's a beautiful finish. This and satin bronze are classic finishes for all time. It's just it's a great looking finish. And Rockwood does a great job with their finishes. The other finishes is what I was talking about. The RM802, that's going to be available in... let's switch to the camera view. Pardon me, let's switch to the screen view, and we'll take a look at it together. The other finishes, the extended description, and the supporting documentation. Okay, the other finishes, US 10BE, that's an oil-rubbed bronze equivalent. That's a powder-coated dark brown color. Very durable, very stable. 605 is polished brass. 606 is satin brass. 613 is oil rub bronze. 625 is polished chrome. 626 is satin chrome. 629 is, 630 is satin stainless steel, solid stainless with a satin finish. Black suede powder coat. I'm quite sure they can do this in a white suede powder coat as well. Probably other colors. They have red as a powder coat finish as well. Our item that we're looking at here. Okay, so we have a link to a product brochure and cut sheet. Let's take a look at that cut sheet. This will be what they call a tear page or a cut sheet out of the catalog that will show you, the overview if you want to send a document to someone to express, the ability to describe what you are referring to. This would be the document to use. They also have the product brochure. That's awfully handy because it will show us the RM802 and its sister products, the RM801, namely. It's just a shorter projection. The 803 and the 804, I can tell you that we have sold every item on this page, every single one of these. The 820 is very common. The 822 is common. I would say the items in this row are the most common, followed by this row here. You don't see the 804 very often, but it's a nice, that's a heavy piece of equipment. That's a lot of solid brass in that hardware right there. The 805, the 807, 806, 808, I think the only difference there is the .805 to 807. You know, they're going to look the same. They're just going to be dimensionally different. The 807 is literally thicker and longer. It's a larger piece of equipment. So all those dimensions are listed down here. Even these more utilitarian hooks we sell occasionally, hooks that skew a lot more artistic in nature. I have recently sold an RM836 in a, I think it was walnut, the client wanted. Okay. Soft met, this would be a rubber wrapped option. That looks quite commercial restroom in nature, but grooved material, wood infused material, great quality material looking here. Speaking of that, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page. Before we get to that, or while it's loading, this coat hook is used in, you know, all sorts of applications, high-end residential, commercial applications. Admittedly, 626 is certainly not the finish you expect to sell often. That's going to be a 630 finish, or maybe a powder-coated black, because that is such a popular color nowadays, powder-coated black. But it can be done in really any finish that can be done on stainless, on brass or bronze, and powder-coated as well. And what I mean to say is, well, they don't list antique nickel, but you sure can bet that Rockwood will do this in antique nickel. You know, that's to be absolutely sure. And while it's not necessarily common that someone would order an antique nickel or a polished nickel, the point of the matter is they will absolutely honor that sort of, well, they will entertain that sort of request. I don't know how many finishes Rockwood can do, but it's a large number. Well, actually, let's take a look. That page arrived. This page will allow us to review the Rockwood full line catalog. The catalog that we're going to find this RM802 in will be their architectural door pulls catalog. I wouldn't think to look for it there either, but nonetheless, that's where it is. RM802. Okay, it's near the back of the catalog. Those finishes that we were referring to, there's going to be a list of them right on this page, and this is, you know, they had to put a list together, and here's their list. Here's that antique nickel. Here's polished nickel I had mentioned earlier. And by the way, they can do this brass without a lacquer as well. If you don't want to see that lacquer, they will do it. Some people want polished brass with no lacquer because they want that. They either don't want to see the reflective finish of the lacquer, or they want that brass to naturally age with time. Very, very, very nice finish when you do nothing other than polish the base material. So really gorgeous finish. And then you hold off the lacquer and it's beautiful. There's no doubt. There's no way to match an architectural finish when it's on an architectural base material. Okay. So the Rockwood core catalog is here. Flat goods, push and pull plates, door stops, things of that nature. The regular sort of material. And then, of course, you get into those architectural door pulls that I just mentioned here. Lots of pages of our architectural hardware, especially push and pull bars from Rockwood. Okay. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, a very nice quality looking product from Rockwood. We do sell the RM802 with certain frequency. You're going to see it in stainless mostly these days. Okay. They're not light either. They weigh 0.4 pound, by the way. So it's it is not a light piece of equipment. There's absolutely some weight to it, that's to be sure. The name Rockwood is synonymous with very high quality material. I am an absolute unabashed fan of their product line, and the reason is because, well, it just looks great. Here's evidence of it when you get it. Very, very rarely will there be a problem with a finish or a product from Rockwood. Their technical support people don't ever really have to talk to them too much because their customer service reps are just that good. You don't often have to get past the customer service rep when it comes to an application question, and they are a really unique company in that way. The people that work there know their product, and they're very good at it. There are a lot of people that you can buy trim and auxiliary hardware from, but when it comes to the complete package of prompt, predictable online shipping, on-time shipping, lead times, exceptional, great quality, value, customer service, technical support, the whole 9 yards. Quoting, it's a 24-hour turnaround time. Just absolutely dependable and predictable. Any questions on the RM802 coat hook and satin brass 606 finish or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.